What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chuds BBQ. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these. Beautiful, delicious, smoky, crispy, saucy, amazing, direct heat Alabama white sauce chickens. Coming up. This is a chicken. Pat it dry. Do it. And what I got here is a beautiful chicken weighing in around 3-4 pounds, 4.61 to be exact. And I got this from my friends over at Porter Road. If you haven't had their chickens before, I highly recommend it because there's something about just a quality, humanely raised, ethically treated chicken that is just so much tastier and just better than anything you're gonna get at the grocery store. And I mean, just look at it. It's a beautiful chicken. So thank you, Porter Road. Greatly appreciate it. I'll have a link in the description if you wanna go check out some of their stuff. But as far as preparation on this guy, you could spatchcock it by removing the spine entirely, or you can just kind of go right down the middle of the spine. That way you get a little extra meat on there. It'll help kind of keep the two parts together. And that's what I'm gonna do today. So simply enough, we'll see if I can do it with a knife. I also got a pair of scissors out here in case this doesn't work out. Easy peasy. And then simply enough, we will continue our cut right down the middle. Not much to it. Could trim this up. A lot of me wants to because it's kind of scraggly, but you know that extra skin is gonna get super crispy, especially the way we're cooking it today. So there we go, beautiful chicken, cut in half, looking wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and tuck these wingtips. No, I'm not. I'd like to tuck the wingtips, but because we're gonna be cooking these on the Chud box, they kind of need to lay flat. So I'm just gonna leave them just like this. And there really is no right or wrong way to season a chicken. You know, some Chud rub would be great on this, salt, pepper, garlic would be fine, whatever you want. But because this is an Alabama white chicken, I'm gonna rely on that sauce to bring most of the heavy flavor. So for today, I'm just gonna hit this with some Diamond Crystal kosher salt. Nice heavy application all the way around. Remember, a lot of this stuff is probably gonna drip off throughout the cook. Plus we got all these bones back here, so you really don't have to worry about going too light. But you know, just a nice even coating. Don't forget to get under the wing. And of course, we're not gonna forget the sides because as we all know, that would be a rookie move. Get that little skin flap at the end there. Beautiful. That is looking pretty much perfect to me. So now I got these on a wire rack, on a sheet tray, and into the fridge they go for the next few hours just to let that salt penetrate into the meat, let that skin dry out a little bit. Definitely not a necessary step to do a dry brine for a recipe like this, but I got some things to do today, so I figured we might as well get ahead of it by at least a few hours, but up to overnight or even a few days would be super great for drying out that skin to make sure it's nice and crispy. So into the fridge these go just like this, uncovered, and we'll check back in 3-4 hours. This video is brought to you by ZBiotics. ZBiotics is the world's first pre-alcohol probiotic drink designed by PhD scientists to tackle those rough mornings after a night of consuming alcohol. And I gotta say, right now we're in the middle of the summer in peak grilling season, and there really is nothing better than standing around the grill with some friends, cooking up some good food, drinking a couple light beers or a nice glass of bourbon, and having ZBiotics around is just perfect because I can enjoy my nights and still wake up the next morning feeling refreshed and ready to face the day without disrupting my workflow. And basically what happens is when you drink alcohol, there's a toxic byproduct called acetaldehyde that is created and builds up in your gut. And it's that, not just dehydration, that is the main cause of your rough mornings after a night out, not just dehydration. But ZBiotics produces an enzyme that breaks down acetaldehyde in a very similar way to what your liver does, but in your gut where it's needed most. And to use it really could not be much simpler. Give it a quick little shake, pop the top, make sure that this is your very first drink of the night. And then proceed to have a wonderful time with your friends, enjoy a couple of bourbons or whatever you're into, and you'll wake up the next morning feeling refreshed. Ooh. I've been using ZBiotics for quite a while now, and I gotta say it really does work. And I always keep a few bottles on hand because you never know what life is gonna throw at you, and I hate saying no to a good time. With that being said, if you want to give ZBiotics a try for yourself, go to zbiotics.com/chudsbbq, where you can use the code chudsbbq at checkout to get 15% off your first order. Again, link in the description. That's zbiotics.com/chudsbbq, where you can use code chudsbbq at checkout to get 15% off your first order. Thank you, ZBiotics. Just about 4 hours later, these are coming out of the fridge and looking quite nice. You can see no visible salt on the skin, which means it has in fact gone into the meat, which is good. Skin's looking a little bit drier, not as dry as if we were to go overnight, but good enough for me. So now I think it's time to fire up the pit. All right, we've got this Chud box fired up to about 300, 325, and I should probably put the grate back in. And on the pit we go. We're gonna go bone side down at first, let that skin kind of dry out a little bit, so when we flip it, it gets nice and crispy. I will check back in a little bit. All right, we're about an hour and a half into this cook. These birdies are looking very nice, nice and dry. So what I'm gonna do now is hit them with a little bit of some sprayable Wagyu beef tallow, just for good measure. Love that stuff. And then we're just gonna flip these over. Oh yeah, beautiful color on the underside. Beautiful. Still gonna rock this nice and hot. It's still holding right at 300 degrees. Might throw another couple chunks of charcoal on there because I wanna get some crispy golden brown delicious skin on there. And it probably should only take another hour or so. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and bust out our Alabama white sauce. Starting by going into this blender with 2 whole eggs. Nice. Give that a quick little blend. And then we're gonna go in with a squirt of some Dijon. Oh, about a tablespoon or so. God, it exploded all over my finger. Followed by the juice of 1/2 of 1 lemon. Oh, beautiful. And just get that all blended up. And now it's time to stream in whatever oil you like. Canola would work great. Any neutral oil would be fine. I'm going with some avocado today because that's all I've got. Very slowly at first. And really just adding enough oil until this thing can't really blend anymore. You get the desired thickness that you're looking for. And just like that, we've got ourselves some beautiful, nice, creamy mayonnaise. Oh, it's so good. Definitely need some salt and other things, but we're not making mayonnaise. We're making Alabama white sauce. And if you don't want to make your own mayonnaise, just start out with a couple cups of mayonnaise. But other ingredients going in to turn this from mayonnaise into Alabama white sauce is all the classic suspects, including some apple cider vinegar, nice big pinch of salt. I'm gonna do a little more because we gotta season the sauce and the mayonnaise. Do a little bit of freshly cracked black pepper, because why not? Some prepared horseradish. I'm gonna kind of dial this in as I go because I'm not really sure how much to add. And it's really up to your flavor, how much horseradish flavor you want in your white sauce. And then for some powdered ingredients, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of granulated garlic and some dry mustard. Beautiful. And we're gonna get that all mixed up. After the first blend, I gave it a taste and I added a little more Dijon, a bunch more black pepper, and some more apple cider vinegar just to get that consistency and that tanginess where I want it to be. And we're gonna go in with some more horseradish. Really, this is kind of the best part. Super simple recipe, not too many ingredients, so you can really just dial it into whatever you want it to be like. A little cayenne, why not? And just like that, our Alabama white sauce is done. Nice and thick, but still pourable. Beautiful flavor to that. Nice and rich and tangy. Woo! All right, another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours later. We're checking in on these birdies. Been about a 3.5 hour cook, and they are definitely done at this point. So let's go ahead and flip these over and see how they are looking. Ooh, that is a beautiful looking bird. Look at that beautiful crispy skin. Just the color of it is absolutely gorgeous. Those high quality chickens really do come out so much better. Just that crispy skin, nice and juicy. So off the pit these come. I know I do a lot of preaching around here about how much I love that mini Chud box, but this is really where it shines the most, you know? Direct heat cooking over the coals to get some beautiful crispy skin, golden brown chickens. I mean, if you can smell this, it's unlike anything you're gonna pull out of an oven or off a smoker. It's just got that flavor from all the fat dripping onto the coals and just, ooh, it feels like a Thanksgiving turkey almost. Love it. But we gotta let these rest. But before we do, first of all, need to try a little piece of that skin. Oh, so good. But we're not gonna let them rest on the counter. We're gonna rest them in our white sauce here. I got it in a little panty pan, and we're just gonna go ahead and give it a nice big dunk. Little extra. Oops, it's so thick. It's like ranch dressing almost. Doesn't taste like it though. And then in we go. Oh, beautiful sight. All over, folks. Make sure everything gets covered in this beautiful, tasty sauce. And there we have it, Alabama white chicken. Ow, that is hot. Ooh, beautiful. And as you can see, because the skin is so hot still, it's gonna start to kind of melt the sauce. It's gonna get all translucent and shiny and just look, oh, so good. So let these cool down and check back in once it's time to eat. It's so cool looking. After a little rest here, you can barely tell that it's a white sauce at all. It just looks like a really nice glaze. And I did a recipe pretty similar to this a while back called Cornell chicken, which is something my dad grew up, which is a very similar recipe. But in that video, I brushed the chicken while it was on the grill, which worked out really nicely because it's such an oil-based sauce. It just kind of cooked on and gave some really nice flavor and texture. But the problem is you run the risk of cross-contaminating your sauce by brushing an undercooked chicken and then going back in. But with this recipe, just dunking it at the end, we know all that sauce is good to go, dippable, and reusable. But enough talking. I think it's time to see how how these chickens came out. Another added benefit of dipping a hot chicken into cold sauce is that it does in fact cool down a lot quicker. Get through that spine, beautiful looking leg, snip that off, beautiful looking little drumski, love that. Same thing over here. Just aim for the joints, folks, not much to it. For these breast pieces, I'll probably just try and cut this wing off. Ugh. Get a nice piece of breast meat and a wing that's also got some breast meat on it. And there we go, beautiful pile of some Alabama white chicken. I think it's time to take a bite. Oh, that was phenomenal. That is just a nice crispy skin. It stayed crispy too. The flavor on that is just perfect. You got that direct heat flavor, nice juicy chicken, crispy thin skin on there, nice and juicy. And then on top of that, you've got this kind of rich, kind of tangy, very flavorful sauce that just complements the smoke and the meatiness just very well. Taking a little bite of that. I get it. I get why it's such a big thing. Ooh, still hot. That was so good. Perfect summertime grill flavor on that. And the best part about it is once it's all cooked in, it's just got this beautiful golden brown color. So if you got someone who's a little squeamish in your family, they don't necessarily need to know that you just dunked an entire chicken basically into mayonnaise. But at the same time, grab yourself some chicken, serve a little dip sauce on the side. Now we're talking. That is phenomenal. Wow. It's just got like a salt and vinegar vibe going to it. Not too heavy, nice and roasty. Still got that beautiful barbecue flavor to it. Little dip, dip, dip. Oh, yeah, that is so good. And if you want, just pull all these bones off, especially from these breast pieces. Comes off real easy. You can slice it up. Boop. Little bite of happiness right there. You really just can't go wrong with a good, classic, smoky grilled chicken like this. This is what summer nights are all about, especially when you're enjoying some high-quality heritage breed chickens from Porter Road. Highly recommend it. Link in description. Another great benefit that I don't hear a lot of people talking about when it comes to making Alabama white chicken like this is any leftovers you've got, just pull off the skin and the bones, mix this all up with that sauce, and you've got yourself the world's easiest and probably one of the best chicken salads for the next day. Highly recommend it. With that being said, without further ado, with this last piece of chicken, I think it's time for the official taste test. Alright, y'all, that's it. That's gonna make some absolutely fantastic, smoky, saucy Alabama white style chicken. I highly recommend giving this one a try. It really is a no-brainer. Super quick cook, and you can do this on pretty much any kind of cooker, whether it's a gas grill, charcoal grill, pellet grill, smoker, it all works. And the sauce comes together really quickly, especially if you don't make your own mayonnaise first. And also, I've seen plenty of white sauces available on the shelves at the grocery store. And it's another one of those great recipes to have in your back pocket for a weeknight dinner, barbecue party, or anytime you just want to have a great bite of food. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at Chuds BBQ. I'd love to see what y'all are cooking. Big shout out to all the Patreon members. Thank you for supporting Team Chud and allowing me to keep making all these videos. And until the next time I see you, please go cook something outside. Peace.